Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going to take a real quick look at the newly announced 8Bitdo Retro R8 mouse and edition. Previously there was an Xbox edition that had that transparent green that Xbox is known for. And so if you want to take a look at that mouse, that version is already available, and there is also a matching 10 keyless keyboard that 8Bitdo offers that you can also purchase to match up with that. So right off the bat, we can see that there's a wireless dock, and we've got side buttons. There's two side buttons on the left and also two more on the right. You can tell they look like Super Nintendo or NES controller buttons. They're round in comparison to what you might see on a typical mouse. And we can see that the scroll wheel, to me, it kind of looks like a gear. There's grooves, and I'm not real sure if it is a clicky mouse wheel or if it's a smooth scrolling one, and I haven't been able to find any info on that. As we can see on the dock, this is the 2.4 gigahertz dongle, and it's actually plugged into the dock right there. And we can see that when you have it on the dock, we get a white light to show you that it's charging. And I believe that also acts as a button to change the DPI. And so we can see here that it's got Kale Sword GMX micro switches, and it shows that they're engineered for durability of up to 100 million clicks. I think for keyboards and mice, 100 million clicks for a mechanical switch is pretty much the standard nowadays. So I don't think that's anything out of the ordinary. This mouse is it's not super ergonomic, and so this will work well for left or right-handed users because it is literally identical on both sides. We can see that this has a PAW 3395 sensor. It has 6 sensitivity levels from 50 dpi to 26,000 dpi, with pulling rates ranging from 125 hertz to 8,000 hertz. Again, you can see here, you got the buttons on both sides, and it's identical. Left or right hand switching is easy. This right here again is showing your 2.4 gigahertz adapter storage compartment. I'm not sure if that's live or not, so I'd be interested to know if that is nothing more than a storage compartment, or if you have your dock plugged in USB and the dongle in the compartment, if that acts as your wireless connection or not. It's interesting, they're just calling it a storage compartment. So here you can see there's a switch on the bottom, 2.4 gigahertz off and Bluetooth. You're probably going to want to use the off if you are in USB mode. And here again, you can see DPI adjustments. I'm not sure if you can program the LED for different colors or anything, or if you only have the white light to determine, to show you. A lot of mice will show you what DPI setting you are. You can change the colors based on what your setting is. So this does use, again, like most 8Bitdo, uses the Ultimate Software V2. And of course, it's showing Ultimate Software V2 on PC. So this mouse, like most 8Bitdo's controllers, keyboards, and whatnot, is gonna not show as Mac compatible because the software isn't available on Mac. And so you're kind of out of luck for firmware updates and programming anything without a Windows PC. So just be aware of that 8Bitdo is highly tied to Windows. So you can see over here on the left, we have some mapping settings, and there actually is a toggle here for left hand mode. We got some macros. We can see we have sensitivity settings. They are showing colors here, but I don't know if those represent colors on that LED or not. And we can see scrolling direction, scroll speed changes, polling rate, and we can see it's cut off here, but we can see there's also some sort of settings for liftoff. And again, this picture right here shows really good that this is definitely not an ergonomic mouse. It's identical. There's no built-in, grooves or anything really for your hand to set one way or another. So it's definitely not ergonomic, but it is good for lefties or righties. So we can see in the box, it just has the mouse, the dock station, the adapter, USB cable, and instruction manual. We can see this is running Bluetooth LE 5.3, got wireless 2.4 gigahertz, wired USB. If your mouse weight is important to you, we can see that it is 77 grams. It's got a 450 milliamp lithium ion battery and it's rechargeable. I'm not sure if it's replaceable or not. It says it will run 100 hours on Bluetooth or 26 to 105 hours on 2.4 gigahertz, depending on the polling rate, and it takes 2.5 hours to charge. Here we can see the polling rate differences depending on connection type. So if we're running it with a USB cable, wired, we have a polling rate range that we can run in from 125 hertz to 8,000. And if we're running at 2.4 gigahertz, we lose half of that and go from 125 to 4,000. And then in Bluetooth mode, you only have 125 hertz options. So if this mouse is priced as the same as the Xbox version, it will come in at $59.99. It shows to pre-order here on Amazon, but the page is there, but there is no ability to pre-order and there's no price listed. But the Xbox version is currently listed as $59.99 MSRP, so it's probably safe to assume that the price will be the same. So anyway, that's all I have for today. Thought I'd throw this out here because we're finally getting some matching mice to match the keyboards that 8Bitdo has been releasing over the last few years. And so it's kind of nice to be able to have at least the option or ability to have something that matches up with some of these keyboards we've bought. So anyway, that's all I've got for today, and I will see you guys in the next video.